In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on May 6, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Pittsburgh Pirates versus St. Louis Cardinals. On Tuesday night, the Pittsburgh Pirates will face off against the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 2 of their 3-game series. This one takes place at State Farm Stadium, as both teams look to find some rhythm in the early part of the season. The Cardinals have had the Pirates' number when playing at home lately. They've won 5 out of the last 6 meetings in St. Louis, including taking the last 2 series between the teams. Cardinals pitchers have kept things tight in those matchups too, holding a 2.29 earned run average and a 1.02 WHIP across their last 7 home games against Pittsburgh. When it comes to hitting, the Cards have the upper hand as well. They rank among the top 5 in several key offensive stats, while the Pirates are stuck in the lower half of the league. At home this season, the Cardinals have been solid, winning 2/3 of their games. Liberator has been sharp when pitching in front of the home crowd, putting together a 2-0 record and a 2 earned run average across 3 starts. Meanwhile, the Pirates are on a cold streak, dropping 4 in a row, including a shutout loss to the Padres on Sunday. So our first pick for this matchup, the St. Louis Cardinals money line, is our full game side pick. Back in April, 2 of the last 3 games between these two teams went over the total runs line, with 20 runs scored in just the first 2 games of that series. Both pitching staffs have struggled so far this season and sit in the bottom half of the league in several categories, including earned run average. That should open the door for both lineups to put some runs on the board throughout the game. The Pirates have gone over the run total in each of their last 2 road games. Their pitching hasn't held up well either, giving up 4 or more runs in 3 of their last 4 outings. On the other hand, the Cardinals' offense continues to produce, sitting in the top 5 for several stats and holding down 3rd in the league with a .260 batting average. While Liberator has been solid at home, he's struggled overall against Pittsburgh, carrying a rough 6.51 earned run average over 27.2 innings pitched against them. All signs here point to a game with plenty of scoring. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Colorado Rockies. The Detroit Tigers, currently sitting at 22 wins and 13 losses, are heading into Coors Field on Tuesday night for a matchup against the struggling Colorado Rockies, who have managed just 6 wins in 34 games. It's a classic case of a team on the rise facing one that can't seem to get anything going. The Rockies are still the worst team in the league, and that's not changing anytime soon if things keep up like this. Their pitching has been a disaster, consistently giving up way too many runs, and their offense doesn't help either, ranking near the bottom across almost every stat that matters. Meanwhile, the Tigers are on the other side of the spectrum, playing strong baseball and sitting at the top of their division. They've also got the 5th best team batting average, which only adds to their momentum. On the mound, Detroit will roll with Jackson Jobe, who's been solid all year with a 3.38 earned run average. He's shown he can handle lineups better than what Colorado has to offer. Every time Jobe started, Detroit has come away with the win, and it's hard to imagine that streak ending against a team that's been this rough to watch. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Coors Field has always been a place where hitters feel comfortable and balls fly out of the park, and that hasn't changed. The Rockies haven't been able to take advantage of that much themselves this year, but visiting hitters sure have. Colorado pitchers have a 5.45 earned run average at home in 2025, and just in their current homestand they've allowed an average of 5.83 runs per game. The Tigers have been on fire to start May, launching 13 homers and scoring 34 runs in just 4 games. They should have no problem keeping that up against Dollander and the rest of this weak Colorado staff. Detroit's also hit the over in 5 of their last 6 games. On the flip side, Jobe has had some trouble with walks since being added to the Tigers' rotation. That could be a factor in this high-altitude setting if Colorado finds a way to get on base. All signs point to a lot of offense from both sides in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Blue Jays versus Los Angeles Angels. The Toronto Blue Jays are kicking off a 3-game set on Tuesday night against the Los Angeles Angels. Lately, the Blue Jays have started to turn things around. They've managed to win 3 out of their last 5 games, including taking a series from the Red Sox. Meanwhile, the Angels are going through a rough patch. They've only picked up 2 wins in their last 10 games and have managed just 3 wins in their last 8 games at home. Toronto swept the Angels in their season series last year and seems to have their number. On the mound, Tyler Anderson hasn't fared well against the Blue Jays in the past. Last season alone, he gave up 9 runs over 10.2 innings pitched when facing Toronto. Over the course of his career, he's 0-3 against them with a 5.53 earned run average in 5 outings. The Angels are also having a hard time getting anything going at the plate. They've scored 4 runs or fewer in 9 of their last 10 games and are still without Mike Trout, which has made things even tougher. Plate discipline is another area where the Angels are clearly falling behind. Toronto, even with its inconsistencies, ranks 20th in total walks drawn this season with 108, while the Angels sit dead last with just 72. Without Trout, this lineup doesn't offer many quality at-bats, which is part of why they're just 2-8 in their last 10 games. The Jays have won 7 straight against the Angels, and while you could argue that Los Angeles has the home field edge here, their offense just hasn't shown enough to inspire any real confidence. Given Toronto's past success against Anderson, this feels like a good spot for the Blue Jays to get back on track and open the series strong. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. Eric Lauer will be looking to settle in during his second start of the season, while Tyler Anderson has done a decent job limiting damage over the course of the year. Still, neither of these teams has been all that good when it comes to cashing in with runners in scoring position. In fact, both clubs are tied for 26th in the league with a .624 OPS in those situations. Historically, games between these two sides have tended to stay low scoring, with the under hitting in 7 of their last 10 meetings. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Arizona Diamondbacks. The New York Mets, who sit at 22-13 on the season with a 14-20-1 record against the over-under, are set to face off against the Arizona Diamondbacks, currently 18-16 with a 16-14-4 over-under mark. This game marks the second matchup in a 3-game National League set and will take place on Tuesday night. Both teams are looking to gain ground in the standings, and there's a bit of intrigue given the recent form and pitching matchup. Looking at the Mets, the price is pretty tempting when you remember they've generally been the more consistent team so far. David Peterson has been decent this season, sitting with a 3.06 earned run average, which sounds good on the surface, but he's also letting hitters reach base a bit too easily with a .276 batting average against him. That kind of traffic can become a problem fast. On the other side, the Diamondbacks have underperformed through 35 games, but there's still real talent on that roster, and you don't often see Zach Gallen, who is considered a top-tier starter, available at this kind of value. His numbers haven't been perfect, but they don't really tell the whole story. He just pitched 6 strong innings against the Mets, only giving up 2 hits and 1 run. In his career, Gallen has kept Mets hitters in check, holding them to a .215 average with 28 strikeouts over 107 at-bats. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. Zach Gallen recently shut down this Mets lineup, and it wouldn't be surprising at all to see him do it again. His career earned run average against the Mets is 3.41 across 8 starts, and in 7 of those games, he gave up 3 runs or fewer. That kind of consistency matters, especially when you look at how these teams perform with runners in scoring position. The Diamondbacks have been stronger at the plate overall, hosting a .777 team OPS, which ranks 6th in the league. Meanwhile, the Mets are sitting at 12th with a .726 OPS. That gap says something about their ability to capitalize on scoring chances. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. Even though both bullpens haven't been great lately, I'm siding with the under when it comes to the total. This looks like a game where the starting pitchers could carry the load. Peterson's been reliable, and Gallen has shown why he's been one of the better right-handed arms in the National League over the past few years. Sure, it's always a gamble once the game gets into the bullpens, but if Peterson and Gallen can repeat what they did last week at Citi Field, this one should stay quiet early. I'm counting on them to handle the first 5 or 6 innings and keep the runs limited. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Athletics. The Seattle Mariners and the Athletics face off Tuesday in a Major League Baseball matchup at Sutter Health Park. Jeffrey Springs kept the Rangers in check in his last outing, and this current group of Mariners hasn't figured him out yet. They're just 5 for 3 against him, and none of those hits have gone for extra bases. That said, Seattle's offense has picked things up since Springs shut them down back in March. They've been especially solid when facing right-handers, showing a bit more punch at the plate in those matchups. The Athletics' bullpen hasn't exactly been dominant lately, giving up a 5.55 earned run average over the past 10 days. But oddly enough, they've still managed to win 4 out of 5 during that stretch and have racked up 4 saves despite giving up runs. On the other hand, the Mariners' bullpen has been more reliable, going 2-1 with 3 saves and posting a more respectable 3.77 earned run average in the same time frame. Putting trust in Emerson Hancock is tricky. He gave up a pair of homers to the Athletics last season and has already allowed 3 this year in just 4 starts. He struggled to keep the ball in the park and the damage off the scoreboard. Seattle has also had problems closing out games lately. Last night was another tough one, and performances like that can carry over. Hancock hasn't done much to steady the ship either. He's given up 26 hits and 13 earned runs across just 17.2 innings this season. Sure, he's shown a bit of improvement lately, but the big picture still shows a career earned run average north of 5 through 19 starts. Meanwhile, the Athletics just keep finding ways to win, taking 10 of their last 13 games. Wins like last night only seem to boost the energy and belief in their dugout. Springs might not be lights out every game, but he's coming off 6 scoreless frames against Texas, and the Athletics have a little spark going that's hard to ignore. As our first pick for this matchup, the Athletics money line is our full game side pick. Looking into some deeper numbers, neither team has been tearing the cover off the ball when it comes to batting average on balls in play. The Mariners sit 19th with a .283 via BIP, while the Athletics are slightly better and 15th at .289. When these two clubs face off, the runs usually don't pile up. In fact, the total has gone under in all 4 games of their season series, with 1 push. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.